Good afternoon and welcome to Arts America, the show that brings you the best of the arts from St. Louis and around the country. First today, we meet up with Tony Carosella, who has a unique way of combining cutting-edge technology with art. In his latest venture, he combines photography and drones.
In the past, I've always imagined, wouldn't it be great to have a camera up over the crowd? Before, we were hampered by having to have the camera basically on my person. And now, with a tool like this, I can have this camera and it can be in an inobtrusive place to look at whatever scenes and things that I'm photographing, to give them a little bit more visual excitement. I'm working on a series right now where I'm looking, because this camera will allow you to look straight down, and so I'm looking for those kinds of interesting abstract graphic scenes in landscape. And so by looking straight down, that's really not a perspective that you often get. And I find that a lot of people are always really interested, especially when they see something that they've seen every day and then they see it from a different perspective, and they light up because it's, you know, they usually don't see that kind of thing. It's controlled by the remote control, and it broadcasts from the camera and on the drone back through to your iPhone. So you can actually see what the camera is seeing, and you can take a picture or you can shoot video while it's in flight. Originally, when I was working for an architectural engineering firm, I used to shoot photography and video from helicopters, real helicopters, a lot, and I just loved it. And to be able to get that kind of perspective is kind of magical. One of the things that I really have enjoyed is flying it in places that I would not normally think would make some interesting photos and videos, and that's over industrial sites. And as I've done my little series where I've just looked straight down, you get this really amazing juxtaposition in terms of like what the size of some things are, you know, whether it's pieces of machinery compared to people. You know, you basically get a really interesting perspective that you never get unless you have something, a tool like this. The social media aspect of it is fantastic because it allows me to distribute electronically the things that in the past would be really hard for other people to see. You know, to be able to have something that they can see on their computer that I might have just done, you know, just a few hours before. The kick is essentially controlling this little device because it can be kind of hair-raising, and it can also be really liberating at the same time. The hair-raising part is if it's a little windy, or if you're in an area where there's could be Wi-Fi interference, it gets a little hard to control. But if you're in an area where it's easier to control and it operates as it's supposed to, the perspectives when you're looking on the phone and you're seeing what the camera is seeing are just almost spiritual, you know, as to how wonderful it looks, and to be able to get those kinds of images that before I wasn't able to.